Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me today. This is Terry from Tidbits and Tinkerings, and today I am going to be showing you how to assemble the tri-fold shutter card that I designed for Cricut Design Space. The one I did was actually a congratulations card for a baby girl that's going to be born. The one we're going to be putting together today is one that I had actually went in, and I'll show you the original card. This was the one that I had designed and shared on some groups, and people went nuts over it. So I went ahead, these images and the patterned paper were files that I purchased from Etsy. So I could not share this file, so I went into Design Space and did my best to find some images to replace everything I used on this card. The only thing that I did not do was patterns, because on this one I used the pattern fill feature, and like I said, I purchased these digital papers to use. And if you share a Design Space file that has patterns used, if you're on an iPad or an iPhone, that file can't be opened if it has a pattern. So I just used solid colors in the file, but you know, you can use print and cut patterns from Design Space or your own patterned paper. But I just wanted to point out that in the file, these are solid colored panels instead of these patterns. Okay, and for the one we're going to be putting together today, I just I went in and colorized the same digital papers that I used for my girl card and just turned them a kind of a teal color, and then uploaded those and used those for print and cut. The main reason I wanted to do this video was to show you how to fold the base card, because there are a lot of folds and it can get confusing. So let's go ahead and get started with that, and you'll see that this is my base card. I've already went ahead and put all my panels on here. It's just easier to do that before you fold everything, so you can get into, you know, the different folds. So first thing we're going to do is this here on these little squares on this side of the card are going to be mountain folds. And what I do is I kind of just start the fold and don't crease it real well yet until I get all of the folds done. Then I'll go back and actually do a real fold and crease it with my bone folder. Okay, but those are your mountain folds there. All right, and then this one here is also a mountain fold. And you'll notice my paper's folding really easy because I actually went with my scoreboard and deepened these score lines. I really like doing that on cards that have a lot of folds like this, because it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we have those done, and these down here are going to be valley folds on the sides of these little rectangles on top and bottom. All right, and then start on this panel. This is going to be a valley fold at the ends of these little rectangles on both of these. Now you'll notice in the file that the score line actually goes all the way down on these sides. You do not fold this middle piece at this end on either side. Okay, so those were valley folds, which means this is going to be our mountain fold. And then this one's going to be a mountain. And I don't know if you can see well, my hands are in the way, but kind of hard to show you and, you know, not have my hands there. Okay, and then this one is going to be your valley fold. And basically you're doing the opposite on each side. Where you have a valley fold here, you're going to have a mountain fold on the opposite side. So now that I've started all of those folds, I am going to just fold everything into place here. And like I said, I used a scoreboard, so mine is folding really easy. And if you don't have a scoreboard, use a ruler and just take your scoring stylus or a bone folder, whatever you might have, and just work those score lines a little better. Okay, now I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm just going to go over each of these folds to make it nice and crisp, because this is going to be kind of a bulky card because I'm using a lot of foam dots. And then I flip it over and I do the same thing on this side. Just get every fold. All right, and then let's see. Kind of takes a little bit of work. That's our card, and I'll do it this way so you can see the folds. It's like kind of like an accordion once it's folded. And then you can see, you know, it folds. It folds in pretty nice. So there it is, folded up. All right, and next is to just add all of your embellishments. Everything you see out here on my table is what is in the Design Space file, except for the sentiments. This is the Samantha font, and that's not part of Design Space, and it is a paid-for font, so I did not include any of the sentiments in the file. The heart and the tag are in the file, but it has no writing on it. If you want to use this font, I'll put a link down in the description to where you can go download it. And I will also put links down there for the digital papers and the little baby woodland animals that I used on my original card. I think those are really cute. I mean, the ones that I used in Design Space, as you can see here, they're really cute as well. I mean, it's personal preference, but you can find the links to the original images down in the description. Just click Show More, and you'll find all that information. All right, now I've already went ahead. All of the images that I chose in Design Space had a shadow layer, except for the little acorn, because I actually just used slice and cropped him off of this little squirrel here. And the fox, and you can see on the fox, I actually fussy cut a white shadow layer. Since we've got kind of busy backgrounds here, I just like the shadow layers to help things stand out. And the grass that I put in here did not have a shadow layer. So what I did is took my Cricut silver pen and just kind of did an outline around those just to help them stand out a little more. And I've got my foam dots already on the back of all of my pieces. So we'll go ahead and we will start putting this together. And I'm going to start with the heart. And on this one, I put the foam between our two layers. And I'm just going to adhere it straight to the card. So, and I'm using my good old trusty art glitter glue, which is almost gone. I'm going to have to try to get a hold of April Colbreth and see if she can ship me some, since it's not freezing temperatures here right now. Alright, now this I just actually messed up because this part right here is not going to be stuck down, and then this little corner right here is not going to be stuck. So I'm just wiping off a little of that glue. Alright, and then I'm going to place this on here just about right there. All right, and I'll probably fast forward through me putting all of these pieces on and just slow the video back down so you can see the end result. All right, there is that. Okay, and then a little squirrel. I have him on some foam dots, or squares in this case. And I'm gonna just put him or her. This is for a boy card, so I'm gonna call it a he. All right, I'm just gonna place him down on there. And then got a little acorn here. I'm actually gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see things a little better here. All right, and then this little acorn, I'm just gonna stick it right over here. All right, now open up and we're gonna start working on this part. All right, the congratulations tag. I also put the foam between these two layers, and I'm just going to adhere this straight to the card. And I'm off camera because I zoomed in, so you'll have to excuse that. Alright, and then this one I'm putting down here on this panel. And I did not get that lined up at all, so that's why I'm using the liquid glue. So I do have a little wiggle room. All right, we've got that. And then the hearts that are gonna go on that top piece there, I also used my silver marker and did a little outline on those with, like I said, the Cricut silver, because these are going against a gray background. And you can change these colors in the file. You don't have to use the colors, you know, that I did. But everything on this card, pretty much, that has color is print and cut. I was not about to sit and try to layer all of this. So I took the easy way out and did print and cut for almost everything. And in the file, they're cut files. They're not print and cut. So you would want to go in and ungroup everything, all your little animals, and then take every layer except for your shadow layer and flatten it. I mean, you could include the shadow layer and just have it print, you know, the white around it, but I like the dimension you get when you have layers, so. Alright, and then this little guy's gonna go on this side. Okay, and now we're gonna do our little fox. It's gonna go on this panel here. Alright. And then we've got our little mushroom. And he's gonna go down here. Now, if you wanted to put all of your embellishments on here before you did your folds, you can do that too. It's just gonna be harder to, you know, get those folds crisp in there with all this dimensional tape in here. So I always fold first. All right, and then our little piece of grass here. I want him kind of overlapping that mushroom a little bit. Okay, next is our little bunny. This was the only little animal that I couldn't find a really cute version of it in Design Space. So trying to find another cute little animal, an owl, or well, woodland animals. Yeah, an owl is a woodland animal, so should have looked for an owl. All right, there's our little bunny. And I included a little tiny heart that the little bunny is going to be holding. So I'll let my glue dry up there on the tip. So I just put a little bit of glue just on this little edge here just to stick to this bunny's paw or hand or whatever you want to call it. Alright, and then I'm going to put the grass, I'm going to put behind our little deer. So let me play around here and see where I want him to be placed exactly. Alright, I kind of like it like that, so I'll never get it back in the same place, so. And these little pieces of grass were a challenge, cutting my foam squares small enough to fit onto these little bitty blades. Alright, I'm just gonna throw it down there and hope for the best. And see, I got it hanging off a little bit there. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. Alright, and then this is our last piece. And kind of want... Looks good. There we go. Alright, and that's it. We have a cute little card, and these cards, when people see them, they love them because there's so much going on and you have so many areas to put different embellishments and sentiments. And I got something that's wanting to, there we go. And that's it. We have our finished card. And hey, now I have one for a boy and a girl if I ever have the occasion to give them out. My daughter-in-law is actually pregnant, and we are hoping for a girl this time. We have 2 grandsons already, and she needs to have us a little girl. So, but there you go, and as I'll show you this fold again. It's fairly simple, you know, it's just kind of, it's tedious, you know, to make sure you're not creasing your paper as you're doing the different folds. But there you have it. It is done, and I will put the link to my Design Space file down in the description, and it'll be a link to my blog where you can go and just click the link and open it in Design Space. If there's any questions, you can post them here on the comments on YouTube, or you can post it on my blog. And I do try to answer all questions. So that is it. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.